Hey everyone! Today we're going to introduce some lesser-known One Piece theories from Japan that aren't widely discussed in the US. In this video, we'll dive into the shocking truth behind Bonney's mother, Ginny, being kidnapped by the Celestial Dragons, the possibility that Bonney's real father is Saint Rosward, and the astounding reason why Kuma sacrificed himself to the government to protect Bonney. We'll break down these popular theories from Japan in an easy-to-understand way, so make sure you stick around until the end. If you find yourself thinking, I can't believe Saint Rosward could be Bonney's father, while watching this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're moved by the revelation that Kuma sacrificed himself to protect Bonney, leave a comment saying, Kuma, you're so cool. Alright, let's get into it. Hey everyone! Do you remember who was the first celestial dragon to appear in the story of One Piece? Well, the answer is Saint Rosward. He's the father of Saint Charlos, as we know. I believe that this Saint Rosward holds the key to the story. There's something very important about his character that we need to pay attention to. Now, let's talk about Bonney's mother, Ginny. She was kidnapped and, sadly, it seems that she is destined to die. This is because there's a common pattern in One Piece where the princesses of kingdoms always seem to be motherless. If we consider the setting of Bonney's homeland, the Sorbet Kingdom, it would be strange if Bonney's mother was still alive, wouldn't it? In the story of One Piece, the theme of blood relations not being important is often discussed, as we know. At first glance, it might seem natural for Bonney to be born between Ginny and Kuma, who love each other deeply. However, there's actually a difficult background behind this. This is because we can predict that Kuma would absolutely refuse to marry Ginny. When Kuma was young, his parents were killed because of his buccaneer's blood. He likely thinks that he doesn't want to cause trouble for others in the same way due to his buccaneer's bloodline. Considering this, could it be that Bonney is actually a clone of Ginny? But when we look closely, there are many differences between Ginny and Bonney. While they share the trait of being big eaters, there are clear distinct characteristics between them. It's unnatural for there to be differences if they were supposed to be clones, right? Ginny is a character who is often described as cute by those around her. However, there's no such description for Bonney at all. Don't you think this is a strange point? I believe that if it were Oda-sensei, he would intentionally differentiate such aspects. This tendency is evident when we look at the relationship between Shanks and St. Garling. In other words, all the pieces don't fit together in the theories we've considered so far. By eliminating possibilities one by one through the process of elimination, the only remaining possibility is that Ginny gave birth to Bonney without being together with Kuma. It seems unlikely that Bonney is part of the Buccaneers tribe, too. All other possibilities are eliminated through this process of elimination. Ginny truly loved Kuma from the bottom of her heart, so it's hard to accept that she would have a child with another man, right? In fact, Bonney's fate was already firmly decided at the point when she first appeared in the Subodi Archipelago arc. First of all, I speculate that it was Admiral Akainu of the Navy who kidnapped Ginny. When we consider the scene of Akainu and Bonney's confrontation on the burning island, and the scene of Akainu and Kuma's confrontation in Mary Joie, the possibility emerges that Akainu was the mastermind behind the kidnapping of Ginny, Bonney's mother. In other words, Ginny was kidnapped by Akainu and taken to Mary Joie. So, why did Ginny need to be taken to Mary Joie in the first place? And why was Ginny kidnapped at all? The reason is likely because Ginny was a beautiful woman. As I mentioned earlier, Ginny is a character with a very cute appearance. On the other hand, there's no such description of cuteness for Bonney. If the author is deliberately creating this difference, there must be some meaning behind it. Let me give you the conclusion first. Bonney's real father is Saint Rosward. Saint Rosward is the first celestial dragon to appear in the story and is a very important figure. Bonney was born between Ginny and Saint Rosward. I hope you'll listen to my theory until the very end. From here, I'll explain in detail while organizing the information. It was Admiral Akainu of the Navy who kidnapped Ginny, and she was taken to Saint Rosward. Throughout the story, Ginny was repeatedly described as cute, wasn't she? Because of this, Ginny was turned into a slave. The setting of Ginny being extraordinarily cute was deliberately created for this very purpose, don't you think? In other words, it was so that she could be forcibly made into the wife of a celestial dragon. Yes, it's a similar situation to what happened with Saint Rosward's son, Saint Charlos. Both the father and the son have been enslaving cute women in this manner. Saint Rosward gave the order to Akainu. Ginny is cute, so I want to make her a slave, therefore kidnap her. Akainu, who has a history with the Revolutionary Army's dragon, is 55 years old, right? Actually, there's another character who is also 55 years old. And that is none other than Saint Rosward himself. Apparently, Saint Rosward's favorite food is monkey brains. It makes sense that he would be in opposition to Monkey D. Dragon, doesn't it? In other words, Bonney's real father is Saint Rosward. In Volume 90 of One Piece, there was a scene where Saint Rosward was riding on the slave Kuma. While Kuma is like a father figure to Bonney, her true father was actually Saint Rosward. Bonney was crying when she saw that scene, remember? Do you recall that Saint Rosward is the father of Saint Charlos? Bonney first appeared in the story at the Subodhi Archipelago. That's also where the celestial dragons made their initial appearance, right? Do you remember the scene where the Straw Hat crew first confronted the celestial dragons? It's that scene where Zoro almost lashed out at a celestial dragon. But Bonney came to their rescue at that moment. If you think about it, Bonney protected the Straw Hats from St. Charlos, didn't she? So, what was the trigger for this whole commotion in the first place? It was because St. Charlos, the son of St. Rosward, abducted someone else's fiancée. He forcibly took away another person's fiancée. Look, he's doing the same thing as his father, St. Rosward, isn't he? St. Charlos is trying to take this cute woman named Marie as his wife. Even though Marie has a fiancé, he's attempting to forcibly take her away. Doesn't this situation closely resemble what happened with Kuma and Ginny? Generation after generation, they've been repeating the same kind of behavior. It's very suspicious that right from their first appearance, the celestial dragons have been trying to forcibly make other people's women their wives, don't you think? The cute woman who was forcibly taken by St. Charlos? Marie. And then there's Marie's fiancée, Judy, who suddenly had her snatched away from him. Judy and Marie. This is a bit of a tangent, but did you know that there's a singer duo in Japan called Judy and Mary? Actually, their symbol mark features a bear. Don't you feel like there's some suspicious connection here? Let me introduce a bit of the lyrics from a Judy and Mary song. My lover was kidnapped. Let's rescue them from the devil's castle. From Kujiro 12 Go by Judy and Marie. See, the lyrics, my lover was kidnapped, remind you of Ginny, and let's rescue them from the devil's castle evokes the image of Kuma, right? Currently, it's St. Charlos who owns Kuma. The fact that St. Charlos's favorite food is high-class soft-serve ice cream could also be foreshadowing Bonney's homeland, the Sorbet Kingdom, couldn't it? In Japanese, the word sorbet means ice cream, you know. In this scene, we see Bonney, the daughter of St. Rosward and Ginny, crying out, "Big brother is dead!" The celestial dragon standing behind Bonney is St. Charlos, who is supposedly her big brother. But they don't look alike at all, do they? Of course, since Bonney and St. Charlos are half-siblings with different mothers, it's only natural that they don't resemble each other. This is because St. Rosward has two other children besides Bonney, St. Charlos and Princess Charlia. These two are also deliberately drawn with completely different facial features. Princess Charlia, in particular, is depicted as being cute. It's precisely because they have different mothers that such differences arise, don't you think? Generally speaking, celestial dragons are supposed to have ugly faces. Didn't you find it strange that among the celestial dragons, only Princess Charlia is beautiful? In fact, Princess Charlia is a child that St. Rosward forcibly had with a cute commoner woman. This explains the mystery of why Princess Charlia is cute. And St. Rosward did the same thing to Ginny. Ginny was described as the most beautiful woman in town, remember? The child born from that union is none other than Bonney. The fact that St. Charlos and Princess Charlia are deliberately drawn with completely different facial features and portrayed as half-siblings was also a hint. Now, some of you might think that this theory is a bit too far-fetched. That's exactly why I carefully explained the logic of elimination at the beginning, anticipating such objections. One Piece has a common pattern where the story builds up hatred for the villain and finally defeats the boss, right? The Wano Country arc was a prime example of that. From the Punk Hazard arc, the level of despicableness of the mastermind was beyond ordinary. Now that One Piece has entered its final saga, it wouldn't be surprising for things to get this grim. In fact, the center of this story turns out to be none other than Bartholomew Kuma. Speaking of Kuma, he's always seen holding a book, isn't he? By the way, do you know where Oda-sensei is from? He's from Kumamoto Prefecture in Japan. Interestingly, the kanji character for bear is also used in the name of Kumamoto Prefecture, which is where Ichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, is from. In Japanese, the pronunciation of Kuma and Kuma from Kumamoto is exactly the same. It's almost as if Oda-sensei left a hidden message by choosing to associate Kuma with Moto, meaning books, playfully hinting at his own birthplace. Isn't that a fascinating coincidence? Since One Piece is in its final saga, the story is bound to be even more tragic than any of the previous flashback arcs. So I don't think it's strange to have such a shocking setting. There was a certain promise between Vegapunk and Kuma, remember? It was a promise not to tell Bonney the truth. Could it be because Bonney is a child born between Ginny and a celestial dragon? No wonder Bonney broke down in tears. In other words, the true meaning behind Vegapunk's statement, "If she learns the truth, Bonney will be hurt," is that Bonney would find out that she has the blood of the celestial dragons. On the other hand, there's a character named York who aspires to become a celestial dragon. York is drawn to resemble Bonney. In other words, Bonney is the child of St. Rosward. That's why Akainu got nervous when Bonney ran away. Everything falls into place now. The fact that Akainu is involved here also feels very much like him. In order to save Bonney, the daughter of Ginny, who is held captive by her father St. Rosward, Kuma dedicated himself to the government. He must have begged them to make him a member of the Buccaneers tribe, an invincible slave, in exchange for at least setting Bonney free. Kuma, who is not Bonnie's biological father, sold himself to her blood-related father, Saint Rosward, in order to protect her. The celestial dragons have a cruel habit of forcibly taking any cute woman they fancy as their wife and then discarding them like trash when they get bored. However, they raise the children born from such unions with great care. Why is that, you might wonder? It's because those children carry their own blood. On the other hand, they toss aside the wise because they don't share their bloodline. This is the mindset of blood supremacy. Big Mom had a similar tendency, didn't she? She cherished her children, but treated her husbands like dirt. All these scumbags, the celestial dragons and Big Mom alike, prioritize blood ties above all else. This is the exact opposite of Whitebeard's philosophy. It goes against Roger's beliefs. It's contrary to Luffy's values. And it's the antithesis of Kuma's principles. They all hold the conviction that blood ties don't matter. In fact, Jenny's fate was sealed by that one line uttered by St. Charles at the Subodi Archipelago. "All right, I'll make you my wife." St. Charles. The enemy is the celestial dragons, the dragons who rule the heavens. As we can see from the hooves of the flying dragon, the one at the top of the world government, Imu, must be a dragon. That's why there was an artificial dragon in the government's research facility. Everything falls into place now. By naming the protagonist dragon, Oda has created a dragon versus dragon setup. Kaido, the strongest enemy Luffy faced, was also a dragon. The dragon motif is truly crucial in the story of One Piece. Did you know that Mihawk's design is based on Romania? His full name is Dracule Mihawk. Dracule means son of the dragon in Romanian. In other words, could it be referring to Luffy? Doesn't it feel somewhat mysterious? The subtitle of the episode where Mihawk first appeared was, believe it or not, Storm. Take a close look at Mihawk's eyes. Did you notice that they have the same characteristics as Imu's eyes? That's all for today. Here on this channel, we post popular theories about One Piece from Japan. If you like One Piece, we would be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.